My next guest is walking in right now.
I'm Snape, the potion master.
Oh, hello. How was it to be in the Order of the Phoenix and a Death Eater at the same time? It had to be quite confusing and time-consuming.
Time-consuming, yes. Confusing, no. I am a master occupant, and I can easily fall the dark.
Right. Did you ever find it weird that Harry Potter and yourself produced Patronuses that were both deer?
No. Potter's Patronus was that of his father. Mine was of his mother. And since she was still loyal to that James Potter, it only stands to reason that they would both be dear. Does it not, Miss Skeeter?
I guess so. What was your worst memory or experience?
Extremely personal tonight, aren't we?
Yes.
But if you must know, it's having to tell Voldemort the prophecy, and then learning that he was going after Lily Potter. I could care less about the older Potter, but Lily was an innocent.
Interesting. How did it make you feel to have to keep your promise to kill Dumbledore? Just to keep up appearances that you were still loyal to the Dark Lord.
I'm interested on where you're getting your information, Miss Skeeter. You haven't been flitting about where you shouldn't be, have you? Find yourself squashed by certain interviewers before you know it. But I was very demanded by Dumbledore to kill him. I had taken an unbreakable vow with Malfoy's mother, so I had to do it.
Right. How did you feel about your father being a Muggle?
He was a bastard, no doubt about that. I would have taken my mother's name if I could. His blood status brought me nothing but trouble in school. However, I was not ashamed to be a half-blood prince.
And why didn't you fight in the Battle of Hogwarts?
Because I was Voldemort's most trusted advisor by that point. I had killed Dumbledore. He thought to keep me close. He was a pervert.
Well, thank you, Severus.
Yes.
And my next guess. Oh, Merlin's pants, what did you do to your hair?
There was an accident with my stylist. I apologize.
As you should. Anyways, and how do you feel about the fact that in Legends, Emperor Lucius was defeated by King Arthur? Does that have any impact on your feelings towards Arthur Weasley at all?
Well, Arthur Weasley and I did have a run-in at Flourish and Blotts where he threw me up against a bookshelf. I suppose it just makes me more angry.
I bet. And what is the meaning of your name?
Well, Lucius is similar to Lucifer, an alternate name for the devil, and Malfoy can be translated as bad faith.
And did you take part in the torturing of the Muggle family, the Roberts, at the Quidditch World Cup?
I'm not saying I did, I'm not saying I didn't. It's a possibility.
So yes. And did your strong beliefs in blood purity have any influence on joining the Death Eaters and participating in the first Wizarding War?
Absolutely. I firmly believe that pure blood wizards are the only kind that should be allowed magic.
Huh. And is it true that your purity and some of Galleon's helped influence Fudge to try and discredit Harry Potter?
Are you implying that I bribed the former Prime Minister?
Yes. Yes, I am.
I would never deliberately bribe a political official, but I would admit that my many generous donations may have affected his opinions.
Huh. And who have you injured or killed in the Lord Voldemort's second reign of terror?
Well, I delivered the Horcrux of Tom Riddle's diary to Ginny Weasley and very nearly brought about her death. And I may or may not have been involved in torturing of Mr. Roberts' family.
Interesting. Well, thank you for your time and your hair. And my next guest, Peter Pettigrew. Where did you get your nickname, Wormtail?
From Sirius and James and Remus for my animagus abilities to turn into a rat.
Interesting. What is the meaning of your name, and does the biblical reference mean anything in the way that you just denied Lord Voldemort when he was defeated?
Well, yes, because Lord Voldemort is like the Lord Jesus to me. And when he fell from power, Peter in the Bible refused him, and so I refused the Lord Voldemort. And then Petty is French for small, like petite, and Gru is English for Gru, so I small.
Is it true that you're the only Death Eater that was not in the Slytherin house?
Yes, I was in Gryffindor.
And who have you killed in all your years?
Oh, just 12 muggles with blasting curse, and Cedric Diggory with killing curse.
Is it true that you idolized Sirius, James, and Remus while you were at school?
Yes, they were the strongest, and so I figured if I allied with them, that I wouldn't get picked on.
While being friends with the Marauders, what did you learn from them?
I made the Marauders map with them, and I learned all the secret passageways in Hogwarts, and I learned about the Order of the Phoenix.
And is it true that you framed Sirius Black for your own murder?
Yes, I just cut off my, well, I don't have a hand anymore, but I cut off my finger and blew up the place where I was, and oh, Sirius did it.
And is it true that since no one knew you were untrustworthy, that you were made secret keeper for Lily and James Potter before betraying their whereabouts to the Dark Lord?
Yes, because, you know, the Lord Voldemort was the strongest at the time, and sure, they were my friends, but they were not as strong as the Lord Voldemort.
Interesting. Well, thank you.